Cuba has been in a part of the topic of conversation for a little bit here. And Jorge Masvidal of UFC has some interesting things to say when he was retweeting a tweet, basically what happened of Instagram post, I believe, of definitely considering all things that are going on right now. It got to circling again. It's not a new picture. It's an old picture of Colin Kaepernick. He was wearing basically a shirt with Fidel Castro on it. Now, he's of Cuban descent. So if anybody is going to know how shit it is, he's going to know. And what he had said, and you can see the post right here. He says, know your history and the facts. Cowards like this fool. And he's speaking obviously to Colin Kaepernick, should be sent to live in Cuba and see what they say after a day there. You know, some of the biggest advocates that I've met throughout my history, I guess, if you will, short albeit, of being in this space, have been of people that have lived. Look, I'm not oblivious. America is obviously more preferable to a lot of other countries. And considering a lot of different factors, but I know we like to sit up here and argue and bicker about a lot of different things, and there are some things that are being done that's very evil. But in retrospect, or rather in hindsight, when you look at it compared to other things, obviously this situation is better, objectively speaking. But we've birthed, because of the comfort that we have right now, we've birthed a bunch of activists, definitely in the entertainment sector, who've almost never struggled. And if they have struggled, they obviously don't live that life anymore. And they have, tricked themselves into believing life is something that it's not. And I think that mainly happened with, look, Colin Kaepernick, say the dude was raised by a decent family, who adopted him, if I'm not mistaken. And he's obviously he wasn't always the way that he was. He used to wear his little hair in one way, and now he's froed out, fist in the air type of shit. Look, we know the Colin Kaepernick story, but we see a lot of from modern activists and athletes and shit like that is the fact that they generally the champagne socialism, right? It's okay, I'm an activist and I want to present myself as being down with the cause. And often they end up talking about shit that they don't even fucking know or understand, or even rock shirts and other stuff that they don't understand. Like messaging, they have no idea what that means in context. And Cuba has been one of those, right? In that a lot of folks act like that's something to strive for. Even politicians, the Bernie Sanders of the world. Well, a lot of people like to say so-and-so had bread lines, and I would think that was good. That was a good thing. That's what Bernie Sanders would say. The billionaires and the millionaires. That's what Bernie Sanders would say. Now, my thing is, again, a lot of the activists that I have had the benefit of knowing come from situations where absolute socialism has fucking run amok. And it has ruined their lives. And you have a lot of people who fled to America to get the fuck away from that. And a lot of them are Cuban. So when you see stuff like that, I can see where that frustrates you, because it's like, dude, I got away. Now, unfortunately, you do get a lot of people who move over here to then change the policies. They moved over here because and I think that's more state to state, where you move somewhere because, like Californians, your state was dog shit, and then you move somewhere and try to end up voting for policies that end up making it like California, the place that you fucking fled. But seriously, people that have fled more egregious things, they're like, dude, we've lived that. My family's lived that and barely escaped. The fact that you want to move this country that I moved to towards that, definitely when we talk about something communistic, is fucking insane. But I can only imagine being put in that situation. So I do appreciate, I guess, him saying what it is that he's saying and sticking like, dude, like, y'all don't even fucking know, man. Like, this is not a thing to strive for, but let some idiot politician who's never worked a day in his life, or some champagne socialist entertainer who lives where he lives, nowhere near you guys, who sit up here and preach about how socialism is a more positive thing. Or you have the people that have been coddled and protected their entire fucking life, and they think it's cool and edgy to support communism. So they advocate for it, despite having, if we lived in that, they wouldn't fucking make it out after a week. But I would encourage you guys to have some conversations with people that have actually fled fucking socialistic countries. We've interviewed people. Carol, for example, when we interviewed her, moving here, obviously from the back when the USSR was a thing. That's an experience, and that's something that sticks with you, and definitely if it's something that your family experienced, sometimes more than you did. Obviously, if you are on the younger side, it's fucking. You don't want to push a country into that lifestyle and into that living. But what it is what this shows is the disconnect between people that have experienced this and people who sit here on the outside and had the benefit of enjoying a life that is not as far removed from it as it should be, but far enough removed from it to where it's not absolute communism. Communistic in some ways, but not absolute communism. And you have countries and nation states that are further along the line with their communism that they advocate, and they've seen dead bodies, they've seen famines, they've experienced shortages, overages, and it hasn't been all good. But hey, free healthcare is all it takes to be a positive thing and care about people, no matter if you got to kill folk in the process. People are crazy. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.